빨리 나가시라고 하네. 나가서 그만 가라. 당신이 그만 가가지고 살아야 우리 식구가 좀 건강하니더라도 당신이 시신이라고 하거든요. 뭔가 있냐.
As next-door neighbor Russia continues its war in Ukraine,
It's really hard sometimes to be human these days.
This game is yet another example of how hip-hop and black culture at large set the stage for innovation.
Sometimes early in the morning, you'll come in here with your first hug, and 2, 3, 4 raccoons coming out there. When you're part of the community or part of a family, you allow yourself to adopt a little bit of that pain too.
I recorded it and then I stopped.
This November, the 2023 Hopper Film Series presents Noir Denver.
Y'all are doing a good job.
It's so nice to have you to join us on this wonderful occasion.
Because together feels better. I'm Roddy McCord, reminding you that you just gotta believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BEA Best of Festival Awards Ceremony.
Hello, everybody. We are the Heathers. I'm Burks. She's done. We are not a country band yet. I know you can hear my voice and you're like, wow, she must be a really good singer. I trust you. So here we are.
It's been a confusing year. We're still working out the best nicknames to help everyone just not get forever everyone fell apart.
So Heather B and Heather D are just a little bit too close together. And I think JD has worked out some ideas, and I don't know if any of you know JD, but we really weren't sure we wanted to go there. So we're gonna kind of let's see how it plays out.
So this year we decided to do something a little different. We have some additional awards to hand out. We wanted you all to be a little creative and have some fun taking some photos while at the convention.
And we asked for some very specific categories. And we got some great entries. So when we call your name, we hope that you are here. Please come up to the stage. The first award is for the winner with the biggest group photo. And that winner is for Steve Seuss. Is he here? Steve here? We hope he is, and if he's not, I'm just gonna snap a picture of you right now, and I'm just gonna have Heather give me the award. So it sounds like that might be the case. Look at that, I got a gift card. So if anyone wants to snap a picture right now, put it in the chat, you know, maybe you can win too. So there you go. Next is the winner for the best Tesla loop photo, and that goes to Brad Boney. Is Brad here? Looks like I might have another Amazon gift card. Is Brad here? Brad, you better be here, otherwise I am going to get some Tide Pods and some comfortable travel clothes from Amazon when they get home. And that's no. Okay, I'm almost positive this person is here. Winner of the best food photo goes to Jennifer Meadows. Jennifer's gotta be here. Jennifer, are you here? You can have this one. My kids are out of the house, so they don't use Amazon as much anymore. And I know we were told that this person is definitely here. Winner of the best photo with our BEA president, Kim Fox. And that goes to Dorothy Bland. Those were so much fun. Thank you for sharing your photos. Dorothy, you coming? Come on up, Dorothy. Come on, Dorothy. Take a bow here. Come on. Take a bow. Run up and take a bow. Take a bow. Take a bow. Yeah.
All right, so we hope you all had some fun with that, and maybe we'll get some more participation next year. So we want to take a moment to thank everyone who helped put this festival together. If you were a festival chair, please stand up and be recognized. If you are a judge, please stand up. We really appreciate all your time and feedback. And if you are a faculty member, adjunct, staff member who helped the students, please stand up so we can recognize you as well. Thank you all for all the things you do to support the students.
I'd rather move than anything.
And I'd also like to, special thanks to J.D. Boyle and to Aria
It's all good now.
our little BEA trifecta. Good stuff we have going on, so thank you for helping produce all of this. And as we're going to roll out our thanks, right when you watch the intro every year, you guys did such an amazing job. We need to thank Ken Wyatt and his East Carolina University clan. We've got Nikki, Avery, Nomar, Sam, Manny, Cameron, Mitchell, Carly, and Reagan. Thank you. We are looking forward to a fabulous, fabulous show. Final thank you that I'm going to give to you before we hand things off to Carly and to Mitchell tonight. I'd like to thank the Diane King Memorial Foundation endowment. As some of you know, the Charles and Lucille King Family Foundation was the sponsor of the festival for over a decade. And when their founder, Charles and Lucille King's daughter, Diana, died, who was the founder of the foundation, she gave BEA an endowment of $1 million. We'll be hearing from her former assistant and the assistant for education director, Karen Kennedy, later. As you know, we couldn't do any of this without you. So, and now we're going to hand it off to Carly and Mitchell, and please enjoy the show.
Yay!
Well, hi everyone.
I'm Mitchell.
And I'm Carly Villegas.
And we'll be your host for the evening.
First up, we are pleased to announce the winner in the student audio category.
Let's take a look.
My name is Amber Brinton. I'm with the University of Southern Indiana.
Hey guys, I'm Ethan McCowan and I am with the University of Southern Indiana.
Our project is Alice in Wonderland Reimagined. Ethan and I both took on this project for school, and it ended up turning into something passionate. We ended up getting into the audio design and putting together some sound effects to create a story.
Basically, Mad Hatter meets up with Alice. It's a party for the first time they met. It's an anniversary of their friendship.
Yeah, we dove into the Mad Hatter's mind, and we ended up getting into some trouble with the Queen's Army, and we found the memory, and that's how the story went.
Hatter, this mind of yours is truly mad.
Oh, Alice, this is Wonderland. We're all mad here.
Hatter, look, it's a tea party.
The one from years and years ago.
This is the memory. This is the memory we were talking about.
A memory I had indeed. We're in my mind, are we not?
This is the first time we met, at the same place as before.
Then where are we?
We're right here. Hatter, you are you, and I am me.
So it's like we're meeting again for the first time.
No, Hatter, we've known each other.
You're right. Good friends we are indeed.
Yes, indeed. But Hatter, there's just one last thing.
Is it the difference between a raven and a writing desk?
No, my friend, something much more important. I must hurry home. How do I get back, Hatter?
Oh, my dear Alice. I must prepare for the next tea party. I cannot drop you off. Take a bite of this crumpet, and you'll return home beyond the rabbit hole.
Splendid. Hopefully no more brain juice, I assume. It saddens me to leave, but I must return. Hatter, when will I see you in Wonderland again?
I'll send an invite to the next tea party. Toodaloo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited to announce the Best of Festival Student Audio Award winners, Ethan McCowan and Amber Green. We present the award. It's the chair of Student Audio Competition from New York College of Pennsylvania.
Do we speak now? First of all, thank you guys for having us. It took a lot of time and dedication. We put a lot of love into the project. Our school has never done this before, so we're taking a little history back with us. But until then, Viva Las Vegas!
Viva Las Vegas.
Well, while we're on the subject of good audio, let's take a look at another prime example.
I can't wait to see it.
50 years of hip-hop from Listen to Power, KEXP.
My name is Roddy McFord. I am an assistant teaching professor at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Arizona State University. I get to produce pieces for a public radio station in Seattle called KEXP. It's a music station, and last year they had a series called 50 Years of Hip Hop. One of my colleagues at KEXP connected me with this author from Canada, a former journalist called Mike Scholars.
I am a recovering journalist, writer, critic, editor, creative director, and I wrote a book about a rapping dog.
This time we're not breaking down a song or an artist. You see, 1997 marked the worldwide release of the very first at-home rhythm-based video game, The Rapper. It's such a strange game because you're this cartoon dog who's rapping his way through life, as Mike Scholars put it in the piece. He uses rap as his tools for coping and being an adolescent and growing up. You're a lovesick high school dog trying to date a girl who's also a flower.
Well, here I am. With the girl of my dreams, son. Boy, she sure is beautiful today.
And hip-hop is at the center of it. Rapping is this kid's tools for overcoming his own insecurity and learning to be confident in himself.
Feeling like you're and needing to find the tools to love, or at least forgive yourself. That's not a 90s thing. That is not a rapping dog thing. That is a human thing.
But it all comes back to self-confidence. And for him, that's through hip-hop.
I remember in the news, it wasn't called hip-hop, it was all gangsta rap, you know, like the hard A. Like gangsta rap was the only way to talk about the entire art form.
Making a game about a cartoon dog, about rapping, makes it accessible to younger audiences in a way that's not about violence. It's not about doing drugs. What it does is that there are social inequities that the lawmakers who are calling out rap need to work on as lawmakers. KXP is a music station, and so my instinct is, how can I use music to tell the story? And thankfully, for Rap the Rapper, it's a really musical game, and so I kind of use the music from the levels to carry through the story. Getting to use sounds from a video game as part of the story is so easy thanks to the internet. I can just find these sounds and use them, do some creative edits and immerse you into the story of Rap the Rapper.
No, we didn't actually.
You're doing all
They did it on their own and then they sent it.
if you want to tell a story of someone on the other side of the world, there's still ways to do it, even if you don't have access to a studio space. To quote Rappa,
I gotta believe!
Please join me in congratulating the Best of Festival Faculty Award winner, Rodman Leaford.
Man, this was fun. I think that's the first thing I just want to say. Thank you guys for doing this. We talk a lot about saving radio, and I think that honestly, amplifying diverse voices is the most important thing you can do when you work in audio at this point. So whether it's talking about the story of hip hop, we did stories about Iran and Palestine. I mean, all these things are so important. I think it's just really important if you're making radio podcasts, find your story. I loved video games growing up, so I told the story of rap through video games. Break the rules. I mean, there's a lot of rules that were broken with this story. And I think above all, just have fun and just be yourself through it. That's all that matters. Thank you guys.
We now move on to our 2-year college student category.
Roll the tape.
This November, the 2023 Harper Film Series presents Noir Denver.
My name is Ricardo Garcia. I am a student at Harper College. I'm currently working as an assistant manager at WHCM Harper Radio. So Noir November is a 1-minute promo that we did for a film series that was going on at the campus. It was just for cool noir films all November. That's why it's called Noir November, because that's what the film series was called. My favorite part was actually putting the sound effects of the movies and the tape recorder thing along with the song. Because when you think of noir films, it's all maybe some black and white, and you see certain types of characters, you see certain types of wardrobe, The brain reacts in certain ways to that kind of stuff, right? So what I was trying to do is just try to replicate that exact same feeling with sound. So yeah, I think I wrote the script first, and then after that I just adapted it to whatever sound bites I had, The thing that I found most challenging about doing any of these promos, not even this one, is just sticking to the right time. It's supposed to be either 30 seconds or a minute. That's usually how it is in the industry standard. So I think the hardest part is just adapting it and putting it all together in 1 minute. The most rewarding thing about this project to me, I think, it definitely was the reaction of my peers. My friends at the station and everybody that got to hear it, they all liked it a lot, and that makes me feel really good inside, But it got a lot of good reactions, and that's something I hold dear to my heart. Well, the whole idea was to get people to get that feeling, of watching a noir film.
Twisted crime stories, intricate plots, neon lights, and cold, dark alleyways.
I think that the main idea, the thing that I want people to feel when they're listening to my project is just feel the same way as they feel watching a noir film. I was born in Guatemala, and I came over here to be able to do media as work. Having a school like this and equipment like this, for example, this is unheard of. When I first came here, I thought this was like a private school. I've never seen a public school like this, a public college like this. And then I came in and they told me, yeah, you can just do your own radio show for free. It's no problem. I was like, this is crazy. That's a very beautiful thing, and I'm very grateful for it.
Please join us in welcoming this year's Best of Festival 2-year college student award winner, Carlos Garcia. For his award, he shared the 2-year college competition called
So I'd like to thank first the BEA, the Broadcast Education Association. They've done a very beautiful thing here, and I've had just a blast this past weekend. I also want to thank Harper Radio and staff, particularly Brian Shelton, who brought me here, and Matt Byrne, who helped me do the voice acting for this promo. As you can tell, I got a little bit of an accent, so if I had done it myself, I wouldn't be here right now. I also want to thank Harper College. It's a fine institution, and also my family, my mom and dad, they're amazing too. And yeah, thank you so much. This is very beautiful. Appreciate it.
As we all know, script writing is the bones to any production.
Without the creative minds to write these scripts, there is no show. Here's a look at the winning teams.
My name is Prescott Miles, and I'm a junior from the University of Palm Beach Atlantic in Florida. So, about my winning piece, Suicide Squeeze. Suicide Squeeze follows a convicted, falsely accused convict in a prison that specializes in baseball. It's a game they're forced to play to either prolong their death sentence or possibly get freedom. What do I hope the audience takes away from my project? Honestly, I've said it multiple times, but just there's so many underrated, interesting things that have happened in history that we barely tap. So honestly, to go looking for more little stories like this based on true events, I think there's just so much inspiration. Obviously, you want to learn from classical literature to find cool inspiration, but there's also so many classic, almost so many overlooked stories out there in the world that have happened that are such good inspiration. You can take those and make it into stories that don't rehash or try to capitalize off it, but really respect the source material. I would honestly say that and just learn to love the process of script writing and know that what you make isn't perfect, but it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Best Festival Award winner for Student Original Television Series pilot, Prescott Miles.
Yeah.
Presenting the award is Melissa Jackson from Piedmont University.
All right. Well, it would have been smart to have some notes up here, but first of all, I'd like to express my gratitude by saying thank you to BEA, the King's Foundation, my professors at University of Palm Beach Atlantic, specifically Antonio Zaro, and specifically Thomas Parham, my family. You guys have helped raise me in such a creative environment. I just thank you for granting me the privilege to always be supported in any creative endeavor I pursue. Stuff like script writing is still such a foreign creative endeavor for me, and not everyone has the privilege to be supported in these kind of things. So not only do I express my gratitude to you guys, my friends, my family, I also express my admiration to people that don't have the privilege to be raised in environments of such creative freedom. So, thank you.
You know, speaking of script writing, I'm working on some jokes, Mitchell.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. How many script writers does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh boy, I don't know. How many?
Just one, and he'll spend hours debating the perfect twist ending for it.
That was kind of good. Let's go back to the awards though. This is a look for our winner.
My name is Matthew Evans. I'm an assistant professor of entertainment and media studies, Grady College at the University of Georgia, Athens. So Hellas, it's a 1-hour sci-fi drama set in the 21st century in which an undercover agent is sent to the Hellas basin of Mars to break up the mining union on the side of the miners and help lead a revolution for Martian independence. Although the series is set in this topic in the future, its premise is really inspired by events that occurred in Pennsylvania coal mines in the late 1800s. These mines were unregulated and dangerous, and most of the miners were exploited Irish immigrants who were woefully underpaid and whose members were murdered by the company's hired guns. So to counter this, the miners employed terrorist tactics such as destroying company equipment and assassinating mining officials. They called themselves the Molly Maguires. The most rewarding aspect of writing the script is sharing with others and getting positive responses, especially the twist that Blake was an undercover agent all along. For me, it's like the apocryphal quote from Dorothy Parker: "I hate to write, but I love having written." It's really hard to sit down in front of a blank page, but it's worth it once you have a finished script to share with others. Getting a show made like this seems more possible than it did just a few years ago. Obviously, it's still a huge long shot. But worst case, this pilot is a strong writing sample for future work, including getting staffed on those kind of TV shows. The most fun part of writing this project was writing the series summary, which is essentially the show bible of characters, season arc, world building, future episodes, etc. I'm still finishing as we speak. The pilot itself is just like chapter 1, basically it's a much larger book. The series summary is the franchise, that is, where is it going next? And the franchise of Hellas is really, really big. It's a big sandbox, and my goal is to create a sandbox that other people want to help play in, because TV is the most collaborative form of storytelling on the planet. It takes a village.
Please welcome to the stage the Best of Festival Award winner for Faculty Original Television Series Pilot, Matthew Evans.
I couldn't understand myself either, so I have a low gravelly voice. Thank you so much to BA. I'm so happy to be here. To Heathers, Ken and Nikki. I also thank the chair of the script writing, which is John McHale, who I've never met. I'll be quick. Thank you, Grady College, Dean Charles Davis, and my chair, Jay Hamilton, and Green Knight. They've been a huge support, and both creative and as I work as a teacher through this tenure. So thank you. I've had a great time working with that. Thanks.
Now let's take a moment for our sponsor, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Arizona State University.
Hello there, I'm Brett Carlin, Assistant Dean at Cronkite. First, on behalf of everybody at the Cronkite School, I really want to congratulate all the amazing student and faculty winners in this year's Festival of Media Arts. Before I got into teaching, I was a TV producer for 16 years, and I am blown away by the work here. This is my favorite thing to do with this event, is to attend this and see the remarkable award-winning work. It's truly inspiring, showcasing incredible talent, creativity, and dedication, and honestly, we cannot applaud all these people enough. Let's do another. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you, I'm especially proud of our Cronkite winners. My colleague, Ronnie McCord, who you just met, first faculty win, and our Cronkite students, who excelled by taking home 23 awards in this year's student contest. Now, this includes our amazing master's students who join us from universities like yours all over the world to pursue master's degrees in mass communication, sports journalism, investigative journalism, digital audience strategy, narrative and emerging media, and starting this fall, strategic communication. Now, I'm going to leave you all with a brief highlight reel to see in a moment of our Cronkite students' award-winning work, including the best newscast 4 or 5 days, which we're just thrilled to see our students win for the 4th straight year. If anybody has any questions about any of our programs, please don't hesitate to find me after tonight's event. And again, congratulations, everybody.
Cronkite News. A war spanning generations. It's a Super Bowl edition of 6 Degrees of Separation. A strong pull.
From the mat to the movie screen.
The sport of kings.
Walking through the desert land like this, you wouldn't necessarily be surprised if you heard some rattling right at your feet.
These people that have rested here needed to be known. And I felt that they had people that were looking for them.
In the newsroom, Trey Matthews, Cronkite News.
On Sunday to speak against proposed legislation that would try to drag performances, the use of preferred pronouns in schools, and abortion access.
We love dragging, we love drive! My name is Amber Victoria Singer, and I just recently graduated from Arizona State University. So this is a story that I reported on last legislative session, so it's been around a year, and there were a number of LGBTQ bills across the country, including in Arizona, and I heard about a protest that was going to be happening at the Capitol against a couple of specific bills, This was the first story that I did for Cronkite News, which is a professional program that we have to do to graduate, and I didn't even pitch it before I did it. I knew this was happening. I wanted to go cover it, so I just went, and immediately after I ran to a coffee shop and typed up the whole script. I was very excited about it, and luckily my director was okay that I didn't ask first.
When they spoke to the crowd, Shim talked about the negative impact anti-LGBTQ bills have on young people.
2 weeks ago, Aqualon right there, we sent out 180 body masks representing the 1.8 million queer kids across America who have contemplated suicide over this past year. As I was stuffing 180 body masks, I couldn't help but think of my peers, of the kids that I go to school with. When you're passing these measures, you're allowing kids like us to feel harm, to want to kill themselves. You're killing kids.
After listening to the speeches, hundreds of people took a lap around the Capitol. They wrapped around the block, chanting as they marched. For Cronkite News in Phoenix, I'm Amber Victoria Singer.
Congratulations to the Best of Best winner in radio holiday supporting, Amber Victoria Singer.
Hello, Dean Curlin, you can take that as a sign to invest in your audio programs, please. I'm begging you. No, but seriously, audio journalism is so important. I sincerely think that radio and podcasting is the future, even though people keep saying this weekend that radio's dead. It's not. That's all. I wanted to thank Roddy Nickor, who's been extremely influential in my career as a producer and a reporter. He's been very supportive of me in school and post-grad. But that's all. Please donate to your local NPR station. Thank you.
Our next winner is from the University of Florida and worked hard to bring his piece to life.
With his experience as a TV journalist, this piece was a great challenge. Let's see it.
My name is Chris Will, and I'm from the University of Florida. My project was a behind-the-scenes look at the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. What goes into catching criminals that are committing crimes online, specifically involving children that are being exploited sexually, whether it be through sexual abuse or just their images. So the main characters of my project are the special agent in charge of the task force, who was able to give me some of the behind the scenes of what the national network looks like. And then my second character is Christopher King with the Gainesville Police Department.
Our focus is preventing and investigating the online exploitation of children.
Investigators like Christopher King then determine the proper county and contact the specific department to assign them the case. Cases like the one of Jalen Kidna.
96 total investigations of child exploitation. That number includes 17 arrests from 327 subpoenas and 105 search warrants.
How something goes from a social media network like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and makes its way all the way to Gainesville. The news peg of this was that Jalen Kidna, a University of Florida quarterback, was arrested on child pornography charges. But you may think of Gainesville as kind of that middle of nowhere college town, but times like these are still happening. How are they catching someone like this in Gainesville? Who is looking at this actively? How does someone get caught? So I ended up going to a conference that was coincidentally like weeks later in Orlando for this specific thing.
This kind of training like this brings agencies from across the world who need to become a much larger network to fight this crime.
Law enforcement agents, lawyers, judges, and mental health experts had the chance to learn and meet with those involved in the fight against child exploitation. A statement from the Gainesville Police Department revealed that Kidna believed the images to be illegal and that his Discord account was deactivated. It's the latest in an alarming trend for ICAC in North Central Florida. After receiving just under 2,000 tips in 2017, that number has quadrupled in just 5 years. As for Kidna, he is currently home in Texas with his family after posting bail. King and his team will still be responsible for the processing of evidence, but the case now turns to the state attorney's office.
Because it's not a visually appealing story, and we work in a visual medium. So I'm a TV journalist. I need to make this story visually appealing to someone that's watching it. News is entertainment. I need to keep people engaged. So this project really challenged me to how am I going to shoot my B-roll in a way that makes sense and isn't just blanket footage. It is my big moment, and it is a story I am very, very proud of.
Chris Will, WFT News.
Congratulations to the Best of Best winner for Television Hard News, Chris Willis.
All right.
Thank you to BEA for the honor. It means a lot. Thank you to Harrison Hope and the University of Florida for giving me the resources to tell this story and pushing me every single day to be better and better and be my best. So I appreciate you and appreciate the university. So thank you all so much.
All right.
Hey Mitchell, I have a question for you.
What you got?
Okay, how far do you think it takes to get from Pennsylvania to Estonia?
I would say roughly 4,220 miles.
How did you know that?
That's how far our next winners traveled for their report. Let's take a closer look.
Hello from Tallinn, Estonia. I'm Logan Berendis. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report Special.
And I'm Hannah Markovich. There are many stories that we want to share with you today, but first, here's a look at exactly where we are. Estonia borders the Baltic Sea and the Gulf of Finland. To the south are Latvia and Lithuania. And right next door, Russia. This used to be part of the Soviet Union, but for the past 32 years, it's been fiercely independent.
The real work really started when we got there because there were opportunities there that I didn't even see when we were doing the researching of the country.
And these days, Russia's war in Ukraine has Estonia and others very concerned.
On a cold and snowy day, soldiers in this forest are training for a potentially worst-case scenario, a Russian attack on Estonia. This is the Tapa military base, less than 70 miles from the Russian border. The Estonian military granted access to our camera crew to see these soldiers in action.
What we tried to accomplish with our project was the Center County report. We cover Center County in Pennsylvania, but the ability that we have here in the college to go expand and hit not just a local audience, but a national and international audience, and just cover some of those profile pieces.
Every time when I go out of this class, I need something new. Here, 8 to 14-year-olds are learning advanced technology lessons. Ironically, this Girls Only initiative was created by a man.
Obviously irritated, because it's not only in Estonia, I think it's in all countries that girls are not having proper access to technology.
To prove the technological potential of Estonia's young women, Kochka founded the Unicorn Squad.
After this project as well, I just feel like I've built so many relationships throughout this process, and I want to continue that quality after this trip. Just because I've met so many amazing people, and if I can continue to do that in the future, I'll be happy.
At the Tapa military base, I'm Carlos Garcia for the Center County Report.
Hannah Markovich, Logan Berendis, and the Penn State International Reporting Team.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for having us. On behalf of Penn State and the Donald P. Belisario College of Communications, we want to thank BEA for this opportunity. We've had such an amazing experience this weekend, and for that we're so grateful. And we also have a few other people at our college we want to thank as well. We want to thank Dean Marie Harden, Steve Krasik, Katie O'Toole, and Brian Schoenfeld for being such great mentors during this wild trip to Estonia. And yeah, I think, my peers would agree that this trip took a lot of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. So, we came out of it with such an amazing experience and an unforgettable time. So for that, we're really grateful. Thank you.
some topics within the news are quite difficult to talk about.
I agree, Carly. However, it's very important to bring these topics to light to educate people.
Our next winner has been able to do just that. Let's see how it was done.
My name is Mike Castellucci. I am a professor of practice at Michigan State University. I also continue to shoot and air stories either in the Texas markets or up here in Michigan now as well. Everyone has a story, even if they don't know it. I mean, I've been doing stories for, 30 some years, and when the tragedy struck on this campus, Michigan State, I couldn't just do nothing.
8 Michigan State students shot, 3 died.
After a million years, would you really expect it to be a gunshot 10 feet away from you?
Anthony Lee paints their names.
Yeah.
He's been thinking about them all morning.
Brian, Ariel, and Alexander.
Change it.
Everyone has been thinking about them here. Anthony's love winds up at the end of a brush for 3 students, plus 50,000 more.
You're part of a community, you're part of a family. You allow yourself to adopt a little bit of that pain too.
I went to the candlelight vigil. I went to the spot where the candlelight vigil would be, but I went there, 5-6 hours before that, and just tried to get the feeling of everybody and what they were going through.
This is the spot at Anthony's artwork where everyone can be together.
That's what I love to do, is highlight these seemingly ordinary people, but they do the extraordinary things. And that's it. That was the inspiration for this story.
Congratulations to the best of this winner for Faculty Television, our news reporting, Mike Castellucci. Presenting the award is the News Division Senior Chair, Harrison Hope.
Well, thank you. It was a tough story. It was a year ago and a few months now, but something that needed to be done. I really wanted to do something that felt like a tribute for everyone to remember that time. Thank you to Heathers. Thank you to the King Foundation. And by the way, I did shoot that like I've done every story for the past 8 years. I shot it exclusively and entirely on my iPhone. I think it drives all of my photojournalist friends crazy in the Dallas-Fort Worth market still. But we love each other. But my students at Michigan State are getting really good at it. I was walking around the show floor today, and I was trying to find a booth. I think it was C52736-B, and I couldn't, it took an hour, and I was passing all of the lights, and the huge cameras, and the sets, and it just kind of dawned on me that the t-shirt that I made really is even more clear for me. I really should get a patent on the t-shirt, but the t-shirt says, technology changes, storytelling never will. And you all are storytellers, and I think you would agree. But thank you.
And now, let's welcome back to the stage Executive Director Heather Herbst.
I have some notes here because I don't want to miss some things. So standing on this stage for over a dozen years, Mike Donovan valued students, faculty, and had a profound love of supporting creative scholarship and storytelling. He believed in BEA, he believed in the friends he had here, and he believed in the Festival of Media Arts and all that it showcased at colleges and universities around the world. He even very happily reunited with a childhood love of his life, and here as he was heading to BEA in Las Vegas. This event, the entire convention, to be quite honest, and this event will forever miss his very snarky humor and his very warm wit. And I hope you all, as you're seeing these pictures of Mike, his smile, seriously, really amazing smile. He worked with David Bianculli in bringing the most profound storytellers to the convention, like Vince Gilligan and Frank Spotnitz and Graham Yost. And he sat on that stage with David and interviewed these folks, and he always said that he couldn't believe that he was sitting up there with them, but he had such a good time. So I hope tonight, kind of like what Mike and I used to do before the event started, he would meet me out for a drink, except I had a drink of wine or two, and he would always drink a glass of milk. And it always felt so funny to me. And he told me it was fine, he didn't eat cookies, it was just the milk. So tonight, while you're out and about, whether you have a glass of wine or a glass of milk, I hope you will toast to Mike Donovan. And now I'd like to bring to the stage Karen Kennedy. Karen and I have worked together for dozens and dozens of years, it seems like now. Karen was the assistant to Diana King, and she was also the assistant educational director. So Karen.
It makes me sad to see that picture up there, but if it hadn't been for Mike Donovan, I wouldn't be here. Because I met him 26 years ago when the King Family Foundation's first educational director passed away, and we were looking for a new person to replace him. And there were three people that came up on the roster. One, of course, was Mike. One was a professor from New York University, and the final one was a professor from Temple University. Well, needless to say, Mike won out, hands down. He was always the first choice. The other two were paled in comparison. And I worked with Mike for close to 25 years. Diana King died about 5 years ago, and Mike just died this past summer. I miss them so much, but Mike is the guy that if you ever had any problem, you'd go see him. If you wanted to have a laugh, you would go see him. And I have a funny story to tell. Diana King was a woman of substantial wealth, but she never flaunted it at all. And when she came out here a couple of times, we took the private jet, which was unbelievable. And Mike flew out here, he was here for BEA, and then Diana said to him, "So Mike, would you like to take the jet back with us?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, of course." He says, "Don't worry about the plane ticket." He says, "Get rid of that plane ticket. I'm coming with you on the plane." And then he asked if he could invite someone along. A gentleman by the name of Ned Eckhart from Rowan University. And he invited Ned to come along, and he said to Ned, "You can come along, but you have to bring your own food." I kid you not. So Ned gets on the plane with a hero about that point. And then, of course, he sits down on the plane that seats about 8 people, and there's a full spread of food out for everyone, and Mike got the last laugh on that. So he will be missed. He will never be forgotten. He was an amazing person and someone who I loved very much. And thanks to him, I got to meet Heather and all of you people here, and it's been a wonderful ride, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Carly begins to approach the podium. Carly stops walking and coughs. Carly balls up her fists and frowns her brow. No.
Mitchell, we have a shoulder right here. Let's focus on the winner's work. Let's take a look.
My name is Alyssa Malloy, and I'm a grad student at Missouri State University in the MFA Dramatic Writing program. This project is a spec script of Stranger Things and how I could see Season 5 opening in the aftermath of Season 4's Hawkins Upside Down merge. I started writing this spec in the summer of 23 as a script for my episodic writing class. We had to choose a current TV series that hadn't been canceled as far as we knew. And since I mostly watch anime, I joked with my professor that I'd have to binge a whole series just to write a script for the class. And then I did. I figured it's time to finally see what all the fuss is about with Stranger Things. So it took about a week for us to watch it, and then I realized that the characters and the mild horror aspects all felt really familiar because it's what I already like to write. So it was a natural step for me to write supernatural horror. The only real change was that I was writing something set in the 80s. I'd have to say the most rewarding thing about this project is that I took a chance on it, on watching the show, on writing a script, trying to emulate the very distinctive voices of the Dutcher brothers, on even submitting this to BEA to begin with. This felt like the longest of long shots with a script that I had fun writing and spent an unnecessary amount of time researching D&D history to write. The second most rewarding part of this project is that people didn't actually just outright hate it.
The Best Award winner in the Graduate Student Script Writing is Alyssa Malloy. Presenting the award is co-chair of Student Script Writing, Andrea Baltazar from Weber University.
So I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet because as a writer, I don't like being in the spotlight. So I'm just going to thank the CMJF department at Missouri State University and very specifically Christina Pipa for telling me to stop watching anime for 1 week and watch Stranger Things. Thank you. Mitchell, I think we need to get this show back on track. This show is all about intentional futures.
I think one part of intentional futures is using technology to further our knowledge.
Well, luckily for us, our next winner did just that. In the adjunct faculty category, we have Demonized, an immersive VR experience of the last Irish witch trial.
Wow, let's see it.
I am Dr. Helen Jackson, and I'm a senior lecturer in interactive media at Ulster University.
Dr. Andrew Snedden, senior lecturer in history.
Dr. Victoria McCollum, I'm a senior lecturer in cinematic arts.
My name is Adam Melvin, and I'm the sound designer for the Island McGee Witches VR project.
Demonized, Bewitched and Possessed is a reimagining of the last witch trial in Ireland. We're trying to capture the story of a young woman who claims that she was possessed by demons.
So everything in this game, down to the objects that sit around the old rocking stone that one of the witches were said to be dragged away from. Every object is taken directly from the historical documents.
And so when you pick up the bottle of wine, it's because two of the witches were accused of being abusing alcohol, and that made them more believable witches, for example.
We did a lot of brainstorming about how that would reimagined or be reimagined as an immersive virtual reality experience.
So across the board, our students have had hands-on experience working on this app. It's given them an insight into technology, into emerging media. It's given them an insight into research and how we go about producing research as a creative output.
We were really leaning into our understanding of the technology and how that technology works in itself to create different sensations, and trying to align those within sensations or the narrative of the storytelling that was connected to the last witch trial in Ireland.
It even involved a trip down to the local supermarket to get some rotten vegetables to throw at a wall to create the sound of a rioting crowd, all of which helped enhance the immersive experience.
We really just saw their confidence go through the roofs, and it helped us kind of form more intimate learning relationships.
Interactive public history that takes a traumatic event and tells you it in a historical way through animation, but it's self-selected, and through experience and what is to be plunged into a world where witchcraft is real and demonic possession is real.
We had an amazing success with the exhibition in Carrickfergus. The people in the local community were delighted that this story is starting to be told and has started to become an important part of understanding the local history of the area.
So it's all based on real events. And so when we were doing that, we were very close to the history. We were very true to the history because we're dealing with real lives and real people who have real ancestors. You have to be very, very sensitive when you're dealing with difficult history like this about traumatic events.
It's not often that a research project can win an award, but we're so proud of it, and I couldn't have asked for a better team to work with. It's been such an amazing experience.
Congratulations to the Best Professor Award for Adjunct Faculty, Helen Johnson, Victoria McCollum, and Andrew Sneddon for Demonized, Bewitched, and Possessed. Presenting the award is Ben Youngblood from Auburn University.
Thank you very much. Just very quickly, I'd like to say we are so incredibly honoured to be here, that you saw a story from a faraway place and recognised the amazing endeavour that went into making that story. And for us, we've had the best fun over the past couple of days, but also for us it's an immense privilege to be here and sit amongst other amazing storytellers. And just to see how what we do as staff, what we do as students within this media sphere resolves itself in such amazing creative work. So thank you very much indeed.
One thing that we're big believers in is sustainability.
How are we going to have a future if we don't work to make it last?
And our winning entry is promoting just that. Let's take a look.
My name is Parker Paul, and I am a senior at UNCW and a communication major with a discipline in media production. My video was about an artist here in Wilmington, and she takes recycled, upcycled clothes that she gets from thrift shops, cuts them up into pieces and redesigns them, and we'll put like little hand paints and screen prints and stamps on them. My favorite part of the project was probably hyperlapse of all of the different clothing articles. It was really fun, like trying to come up. We were doing movements, so I'd have her like put her arms up and then clap or like kick or do something. It was just really playful and it was really goofy. I think the most rewarding part of my project was being able to make something for Cam, the girl in the video. She doesn't have much internet presence. She has an Instagram account, but no website. Making this video, I could see that it meant a lot to her. And it was also really rewarding for myself to kind of get to try something that I've never done before with video, and explore this like kind of documentary genre that I haven't really dipped my toes into, and in the end seeing that I kind of like this, and I think that was really rewarding.
Starting to feel the excitement, Mitchell. I feel like dancing.
I think I need to see my moves for after the show.
That's a good idea. You're right. For now, let's learn about our winner.
My name is Shannon McNeil, and I'm from Huntington University, Arizona. My project is about two dancers of opposing styles who compete for the stage. Well, my inspiration comes from the years that I was a dancer as a child, and I think that sort of love of the movement translated into my later ambition, aspirations. So I approached my project by starting with looking for the right music. It was very much about finding the correct music for the story that I was wanting to tell. And once I found that, then I did choreography for it. I did the 2 whole choreographies, one for each dancer, and then started going into pre-production and picking which parts of which dancer's choreography to incorporate into the film, or which parts of the music. And then from there, the rest is history. It's just, once the boards are done, you have it all laid out, and then it's animating, and it's post-production. The most rewarding thing about my project is just being able to say that I did it, that I got through all of it and overcame any obstacles I needed to, and I did it, and I can keep going and make more stuff in the future. I hope to be considered a great storyteller one day. I hope to be working in the animation industry, whether that's visual development, story development, or animation production. I like doing all roles in everything creative here. I think this project sort of speaks to that. I just like doing every aspect of it. I also hope to continue my work with my graphic novel series and hope that it may go somewhere someday.
Chair of the animation category from Mississippi State University.
I am truly humbled to be here with you all today. I want to thank my wonderful parents who are here today. I'd also like to thank Huntington University, Arizona, and all my professors there. And especially thank you to my main animation professor, Christian Washington, for making this short film possible. This is a small step forward on the path of life, which will hopefully lead to the start of a truly colorful career. So here's to many more steps forward in the years to come, and thank you so much to BEA for this opportunity.
It is so important to take care of your health.
And our next entry is all about wanting people to take care of themselves.
Take it away.
Hi, I'm Mike Heigl, Associate Professor of Journalism at the State University of New York at Fredonia, in West New York. And I teach a variety of journalism courses, including fake news, investigative reporting, and TV news. And I also teach media law. I guess you can say this colon cancer spot is my result of being a 20-year survivor, because in 2023, that was my 20th anniversary of surviving the disease. Now, at that time, I was working in the media. When I came back to work following my surgery and recovery, they asked me to do a special series, which I did. I talked to a variety of people who survived it, and tips, and all sorts of things. Well, that was a very long thing, many, many minutes and many, many parts. So the challenge now, 20 years later, is to give all the information in a 30-second spot. So I basically went for 3 things. I shared the message, first of all, I'm a survivor because I get tested with the colonoscopy, which is a test that does find if you have colon cancer or not. The second thing is I shared the message, you have something to live for, and I shared some pictures from my life, pictures of my grandkids, my fiance, and places I visited, including the Dalai Lama's home. And the last part of it, of course, is the call for action. The American Cancer Society has resources and information if you want to find out more. And my message now is the same as it is in the short 30-second spot. If you're over 40, do have a colonoscopy and do get tested, because colon cancer is the 3rd leading killing cancer in America for both men and women. So it obviously is a very serious thing. And the problem is you typically don't have symptoms. You know, if you have lung cancer, you know something's going on. If you have breast cancer, you find one. But typically with colon cancer, you do not have any symptoms. So if you're over 40, please do get tested. If you're not, if you know someone who is in that situation, please tell them to get tested. Thank you for letting me share.
Crack the PSA goes to Mike Igo and Jim Gibbons for their colon cancer PSA. Presenting the award is Tom Halleck, Senior Faculty Film and Video Chair from Kansas State University.
Yes, friends, I am the poster boy for colon cancer awareness. And trust me, that was not a conscious career decision that anyone heard tonight. So anyway, I guess I pointed out in the interview there, if you can hear it clearly in the back, there are many reasons why you should care about this spot. Colon cancer is the #3 killing cancer behind lung cancer and breast cancer, and it strikes anybody. It doesn't discriminate on the basis of age or sex for sure. And also, you don't have symptoms. I was talking about this with one of my colleagues today who has been reluctant to get a colonoscopy, and she goes, And I said, you don't feel anything. And I didn't. I was fine. Maybe not so fine. So you heard I feel very strongly about this thing, and my message tonight is, again, do get tested. For you young people out there, I'd like you to take part too. No, you don't have to get tested. But what I want you to do is bug the hell out of your parents, grandparents, well, not the grandparents, but uncles, aunts, and whatnot, encourage them to get tested. And you can find the spot, they didn't show it here, it's on YouTube. Just look for Mike Igo, colon cancer, and you can show them 30 seconds and bug them. And if they say, why are you bugging me? And they say, well, Professor Mike made me do it. Ooh. But anyway, the point is, make sure you find the right video. It is the colon cancer video, because there's many other videos about me, including Professor Jeff Wilkinson and I singing Christmas carols in China back in 2010. It is what it is. Anyway, I'd like to thank the East Carolina crew for doing a very nice video, putting it together. I know it's a lot of work, because I teach it myself. And also the BEA. I'm very thankful, not only for the award, on behalf of my colleague and collaborator, Jim Gibbons, who's now going on to another job. Thank you on his staff. And also, just importantly, it is a very important message. So thank you for helping me to get it out. And truly, I can say, be well, everybody. Thank you.
Getting a crowd ready for a big game is not as easy as it may seem.
However, our winner knows exactly what a great hype video looks like. Play the tape.
BLC Studios has had an amazing relationship with MSU Hockey dating back to 2001. And since 2016, Bethany students have been producing the show Over, which plays on the Jumbotron in front of thousands of fans at every Maverick Hockey weekend. I wanted this video to be the best one yet. I decided that I was going to create an 8-foot box with LED lights that the players could actually stand inside of on the ice for the shoot. Alright, so what we have is a first look at the set that I'm going to be using. When I finished the set and I powered it on for the first time, I was extremely proud of all the extra effort that I had put in.
I think seeing him spend so much time building that cage really motivated me to take it as seriously as he was.
Colin did a remarkable job as DP. He knows that camera like the back of his hand. He knows my vision as the director, and with these qualities, me and him were able to speak the same language and communicate very well throughout the shoot. Alex and Marcos did a phenomenal job as our key grip and gaffers. They were extremely organized, focused, and quick to set up different lighting setups from shot to shot over the span of a 4-hour shoot.
All of that pre-production we did beforehand really paid off on set, and we actually shot because very little to pretty much nothing went wrong.
Looking back on this project, I could not be more proud of how our crew operated on the day of the shoot. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who contributed to set that day. Our photographers, Greg and Santi for capturing some behind the scenes that made this video possible. I could not have done it without them. Without further ado, here is the award-winning 2023 Maverick Hockey Show Over. I hope you enjoy.
Oh,
promo, Ben Stelter, Colin Neville, and Aaron Cabangale. Presenting the award are Gina Martino Dahlia and Chuck Scatterday from the University of West Virginia.
Wow, seems like every single time that I see that, gets me hyped up. Oh man. First off, I just wanted to say thank you to the BEA Festival Committee and to the Diana King Memorial Endowment for this award. This project was ambitious. It's truly special to see that vision come to life, and the hard work pays off for the crew, and you get to see that at this festival. As a young artist, sometimes it's difficult to execute a vision with no template, mold, or proof that it's even going to work. But all of that faith, all of that hard work, and failure is needed to make something truly unique. So for all the artists in the room and everyone listening, keep being ambitious. Thank you guys.
You know, all this talk about sports has me in the mood of practicing baskets.
Really? Well, we don't have a ball.
I got one right here.
Well, we don't have a hoop, so we can't do that.
I got $5 you can make that hoop.
You can make that shot right there.
Right there.
Okay, give it a shot. Go ahead, let's see. No. Look at the time. Look at the time. We got things to do, Mitchell.
Okay. You're right. Without further ado, your award-winning broadcast team.
Roll out 4. Stand by mics with a sound on the red. Taking 2. And fade up their mics, open red. Cue.
From Cincinnati, Ohio, you're watching American men's basketball on...
Yeah, my name is Joe Brackman, and I'm an assistant professor at the University of Cincinnati. My winning piece was a men's basketball broadcast of the University of Cincinnati versus SMU, and we produced this broadcast for ESPN Plus. Our production was made up of students that are members of the classes that I teach and our student workers that work our games. This game was our final game of the season. It was the capstone to a season of basketball that we did together as a group. The chemistry and everything that we do together as a group always kind of culminates at the end of a season of a sport recovery, and that was the case from this show. One of the things I like about my job at the University of Cincinnati is not only do I get to teach the students through classes, but I also get to participate in the productions that we do as a group. In this case, I had the opportunity to direct. It's a good challenge for me to stay sharp in the skills that I've developed, but also it's a teaching opportunity for all the students that are in all the positions on our team. And we just continue to strive to put students in front of equipment that's used in the industry and give them skills that they can take with them upon graduation.
We return to the 16-point lead. The Bearcats have made 9 3.
The most rewarding thing about my job is just the opportunity to see students mature, get better at what they do, understand more about the industry. Those are the things that I enjoy the most about doing this kind of work. I hope the audience takes away enjoyment that we have in bringing Cincinnati Bearcat men's basketball to the airwaves, to the public. I hope that the audience understands and appreciates the role that all of our students take on these productions, and that these shows really are kind of homegrown productions put forth by students at the university in which they're watching. And so that's one thing that I hope the audience takes away from this.
That was it right there. Yeah, all right. Woo, good work, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to announce the Best of Festival Award winner for Faculty Sports Event Direction is Joe Brackman. Presenting the award is Denise Del Ponte, Faculty Sports Chair for Slam Boca Charter School.
lot of work, and production crew, everybody like that. Have a lot of great support at the University of Cincinnati, including my division chair and our athletic department. So thank everybody for this opportunity.
In a world of constant information, it's becoming harder and harder to separate fact from fiction.
But this team worked tirelessly to bring awareness to some of the most hidden and frightening corners of the internet where disinformation runs rampant.
Let's take a look.
$40 billion lost to phone and text gamers in 2022.
Another $10 billion pocketed by online fraudsters.
The big lie, Pizzagate, pro-Putin propaganda.
This project from students at Syracuse University's Newhouse School explores a vibrant information environment ailing our democracy.
Beware, I am not who you think I am. But this is the infodemic.
Hi, I'm Sarah Dolton. I'm a 2023 Newhouse graduate, and now I'm a journalist in the Chattanooga Times Free Press. Infodemic started as a lot of roundtable conversations between professors with students, with our community, and we really wanted to approach this in a really sensitive way because we know that disinformation can mean a lot of things. We had to start at the very seedling of defining what that even means. This project should be a resource for people to help arm themselves against scams and disinformation because a lot of the time it's too late for law enforcement to step in and help people out. Our inspiration came a lot from current events and from modern technology. For example, after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, there was a lot of disinformation in our community about women's reproductive rights and women's reproductive health. And then additionally, with deepfakes and AI and ChatGPT and all of that, a lot of people are confused about what's being written by a human, what's being written by an algorithm, and we wanted to help shed some light on how best to navigate the information that we're always being hit with. We used emerging technology for a few components of our project. First of all, we made a deepfake, and then we also made an example of email phishing. And then something else we did was we used some illustration generating AI. We just really wanted to make sure that we were explaining it in a way that made sense and was helpful to people. And at times, it was hard to figure out how to break that down because of how broad the topic was and figure out what we truly wanted to focus on. The main characters of the Infodemic project have to be probably up to 100 sources that were spoken to by all of our student reporters. Without them, our stories wouldn't have voices, and they really helped us explain and understand what disinformation is for our community.
The BEA Best of Festival Award for Student IMEC website goes to the Infodemic staff with Syracuse University for their work on Infodemic. Presenting the award is Student IMEC Vice Chair Danielle DeVars from Stanford University.
So this project was the work of about 50 students at the Newhouse School that came together to pull this off. The important thing to note is that none of them did this as part of a class. They weren't required to do it, they just came together to work on this because they're passionate about storytelling and also us faculty members that are involved in mentoring and guiding the students to pull this off. Again, it's not part of our teaching responsibilities formally, but we just love to push our students and see them produce some really professional quality work. So thank you to the BEA judges for recognizing everybody's work involved. Thanks.
From Arkansas, our Winning Faculty Interactive Media and Engaging Technologies project blends the history of the past with technology of the future.
That sounds awesome. Let's learn more about our winner.
Hi, my name is Rico Jones from the University of Arkansas. I'm an assistant professor of film studies, working on the Clinton House Museum Interactive Timeline with Lane Kendall from the University of Kansas. The Clinton House Museum Interactive Timeline is an augmented reality experience. Users enter the museum and right away they see this giant graphic timeline on the wall. But part of that timeline is interactive interactive elements. So each image on the timeline actually triggers an augmented reality event that you can experience through your mobile device.
There's a fellow here been talking some about being our next congressman.
So it's really looking at the Clintons' time in Fayetteville and what they were able to accomplish while they lived here. The inspiration for the Clinton House Museum Interactive Timeline came from going to the museum, and there's just a lot of information there that's kind of harder to get at. So when we were really going to the museum and looking at things that we could do, we thought, how do we bring some of these pieces to life to make it a more enjoyable experience for the visitors? But then also, how do we add more depth? Because there's so much about the Clintons already out there. How do we approach this in a new way? Part of it was looking at how Hillary's influence in politics came about. So we're really looking at how Hillary was part of the Fayetteville community, how she was part of the University of Arkansas, and her contribution to politics. Working in augmented reality is challenging in a lot of ways because it's kind of uncharted territory. So you're always trying to find new ways, new things, new stories people haven't seen before. And that's the number one thing, is you want people to experience this media in a way that maybe they've never seen before and they can start talking about. Because word of mouth is always the best way to spread a story. So if we can give them stories in a unique way, we really think that is better for the longevity of the museum and the memory of the people in the museum. The Clinton House Museum Interactive Timeline is important to me because it's another opportunity to practice storytelling in a new environment. So anytime you get to work on a project like this, especially with something that might have longevity of decades, you really hope that you can do something meaningful and special and a story that people want to share. I really enjoy anytime we can do augmented reality because I know it's like there's what you see and then there's like this hidden world that unlocks once you get into the augmented reality experience. So in the future, I really just want to continue doing interactive and immersive storytelling. I really think that's the future of media production, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for our students, for our faculty, to engage in this type of scholarship. It's really important that we're always thinking of new ways and better ways of telling stories. And sometimes that means a print article, sometimes that means augmented reality, sometimes it means a documentary, and sometimes it'll be a new form of storytelling that we haven't discovered yet. So I'm really looking forward to the different ways that this world of storytelling unfolds.
It's exhilarating to me to think that as president, I can help to change all our people's lives for the better and bring hope back to the American dream.
For their impeccable work on the Clinton House Museum Interactive Timeline, presenting the award is Robin Haslett from Weber University.
Thank you so much. A really big thanks to Burks and Dunn. I love their music. Watching the in memoriam earlier and thinking about some of the faculty and colleagues we've lost in the last couple years got me thinking a lot about mentorship and how important it is to events like this, institutions like this. So, quick backstory. I grew up from the wrong side of the tracks. I grew up in like a trailer park in Ohio, and if it weren't for the mentors that have supported me, I wouldn't be here today. So I want to give a quick shout out to, first of all, there's mentors you have that are informal mentors, and they may not even know that they're your mentors. And I told Kim Fox this earlier tonight, but Andy Kern falls into this category, Mike Castellucci, they fall into this category, where it's like people are like, I'm so inspired by you, you don't know that you're mentoring me in a way, but thanks to you. Then there's people like Michael Bruce, who's in the back, hiding in the corner. I see you back there, Michael. The lights are dark, but I see you back there. And the last person I want to shout out, he doesn't know I'm going to shout him out. He's been my mentor for 20 plus years. He's been a mentor to a lot of people in this room. He's probably the most important mentor in the city of Cincinnati, which is where I'm from. Ohio, I represent Junkie Juvent, right? Chris Strobel from Northern Kentucky University. Love that guy. But thank you all so much. It means a lot to me.
We filmmakers can agree that not everything has a worthwhile story.
But our talent lies in our ability to recognize a story when you least expect it. Let's see an example.
My name is Brinson Davenport from Harding University, and I directed and co-produced The Ambassadors. a documentary short that dives into the world of custodians at a private Christian university. One of my priorities was to create some emotional rapport with the custodians before we filmed and to give them the kind of safe, vulnerable space where they could really share with me.
At a private Christian university in central Arkansas, custodians face a tremendous challenge. Serving more than 4,000 students, they clean over 1.5 million square feet every weekday.
And we limited our crew size to really just me. Like in all the interviews, it's just me or my sweet bride, my co-producer Mariana. So the documentary's aim is to give these ambassadors a voice. They come from different ethnicities, cultural backgrounds, languages, as well as a bunch of different ages, from early 20s all the way up to the oldest custodian turned 74 actually during the making of this documentary. The next couple weeks after I shot, it was a whirlwind of editing, and I basically slept, ate, went to classes, and edited. That was like it. It was a huge project, and anytime I had to cut a single frame of the ambassadors and their sweet stories, like it just hurt. So one of the big challenges was getting it to where it's not a 6-hour documentary, and the final documentary is 14 minutes. As far as my future goes, I want to keep telling really deeply human stories is the best way I can word it. I want to tell stories that start new conversations that maybe would never have been had if my work or my stories or my art hadn't been part of the culture. So thank you so much for your time and watching this, and I really hope you enjoy The Ambassadors.
The Best Festival Student Documentary Award winners, Princeton and Mariana Davenport. Presenting the award is James Machado from Millersville University.
Thank you, BEA. We are so honored to receive this award and want to direct some praise back to our lovely ambassadors who have taught us the beauty and struggle of their everyday world and warmed our hearts towards ambassadors everywhere.
Marianne and I are both Christ followers, and we want to thank God for continual guidance and support throughout the creation of this project. When the film was completed, one of the custodian ambassadors actually reached out to us, sent us a text, and this is what she said. "Thank you for your time to listen to me and let me be heard. It helped me build up the confidence and conversation skills I needed. You gave me the courage to follow my beliefs and dreams. I appreciate you for letting me see that I had a voice and that I matter. May we all leverage our giftings and skills to show others in this world they also matter." Thank you.
You know, Carly, one of my favorite aspects of documentaries is sharing impactful stories with the world.
Our next winner used a documentary as a medium to deliver a powerful story. Take it away.
그냥 80년에다 내주면 말을 낳고 올 수도 있잖아요. 제발.
I wanted to make a story about real people and real events, something we need to hear. Their voice is very important, must be heard, but again, nowadays, we do not really give a careful attention to those hidden stories. So that was the kind of drive behind this filming. You need to be very open-minded, and then whatever happens, you need to revise or even sometimes change your direction to accommodate those new information you discover in the journey. So to me, making documentary always a big challenge is that how I'm going to structure the film by selecting the certain events and interview segments, and how I'm going to arrange that to tell the story in the most beautiful and cinematic way. That's a big challenge. At least me as a filmmaker, I can discover a lot of hidden but important stories. I want to suggest to other filmmakers, especially the emerging filmmakers, see what's happening in the world. Not just in your life, but also in our community, our society. By doing that, I think we can find very important stories to tell.
Congratulations to the Best of Best Faculty Short Form Documentary winner, Chang-Hee Chung.
Thank you, BEA. I guess I'm the last one. So it's my honor to be here, and I also thank God, my lovely wife and family. And especially, I want to say thank you to my students. They don't even know I received this award. And they think they are learning a lot from me, but in fact, I learn more from my students. I think that's the beauty of being a faculty, because I see their passion and their willingness to tell those wonderful stories to others. So I'm learning from my students all the time. So for my students, I'm not going to stop making another important documentaries and films to tell stories to others. And this one will be a new and additional motivation to work harder on my current project. Thank you very much.
Almost done, I promise. Now to announce our Festival Chair Awards.
Please welcome to the stage Festival Chair Heather Dunn.
All right, and I'm glad that our last faculty winner did not go very far, because our Faculty Festival Chair Award goes to Chang-Hee Chung. And the Student Festival Chair Award goes to Alyssa Malloy from Missouri State.
Congratulations to all of our winners. Our winners after the show, if you can come to the front of the stage to collect your award box, that would be appreciated. We've had a lot of great fun tonight.
But we'd like to give one more special thank you to Heather Burks, Heather Dunn, and J.D. Boyle for all their tireless work.
And to our sponsors for keeping the lights on during the show.
And of course, our creative director, Ken Wyatt.
You guys have been an amazing audience. Let's turn it over to the Heathers.
So this is the fun part. We've got just a few little housekeeping things. Yes, if we could have all of the winners come to the front for a group shot as well. Honestly, I can tell you your checks are going to be in the mail for those winners too, so trust me on this one. And then one final thing, there are some angry, hungry NAB attendees that are out on the terrace, and they want our food and our drinks that are at our reception, and we are not going to let them have it, okay? So we're gonna be giving you drink tickets tonight just to keep the crazy, angry NAB hungry people away. So if you can find me, Ariana's at the door, JD's back by the reception. The reception is taking place and then just inside the terrace, outside rooms like 303. So find us and we'll give you some drink tickets. Thank you. Congratulations to all of our winners.